Greetings and salutations. This is Jason Silverain. I'm starting with something a little different today. Now, if you've watched my channel for any period of time, you'll know that I really like seeing how video game genres develop. For example, since 2004, there's been kind of a revitalized hidden object game genre. And it's very different to how it used to be in the 90s. In the 90s, there were these very long games which had some sort of throwaway plot, though a handful of them were actually quite good plot-wise. And it would be sort of a random scene full of random objects, some of them out of place, others not so much. It'd be kind of like spot the difference sometimes. But more modernly, we've moved into a cozy game genres version of them, which a lot of them are find 100 cats. There's been a lot of them, and I've covered quite a few of those games, and it's been interesting to see how these games have gone from the absolute bare bones to essentially developing into new things. We've got one or two that are slight visual novels. We've got others that have come across and become colouring books as well, once you find them all. Basic quality of life additions to the games, so we don't have a limited amount of hints. It's just on a timer. You can actually have settings and various odds and ends, which I really like to see. And I don't think this trend is going to go away anytime soon, because frankly, as games go, it's an incredibly easy game to make. And I've actually been contacted by Gallic Entertainment to review two of their recent additions to this genre. We've got Solnest and Silktrails 2, Cats in the Groove. Now, normally I'd head straight into these games and do like a double feature. But when I got the press kit for these, I didn't really find anything about the publisher and the developer. They're both the same group. So I thought I'd go have a look on Steam, and it looks like this is going to be like their most recent release, with none of their other games being released yet. There's no Silktrails 1. That's what I was looking for. I was going to compare the two. So hopefully they're going to use whatever funds they get from this to develop the rest of their itinerary. But if we're going to have potential updates in the future, considering none of their previous games are released, we might be waiting a while. Now, the first game I'm going to take a look at today is Solnest. This is based on a solar punk setting. Not that you could tell from the general appearance. And the first thing I notice is visually it's a little rough, and there's no resolution, because it feels like my screen is stretching this and making it a bit bitty. As you can sort of see round the edges of the icons here. Now, I do appreciate the fact that we have a timer setting, which is awesome. And this game has 11 levels. Now, the versions I will be playing today are demos. The full versions have not been activated and released yet, so I don't know how many levels I will have access to, but we'll go into the first one or two just to see how things are. Okay, interesting level selection. I like this. So we have the garden to start with. Okay, different plants. Kitties came here to find catnip plants. Okay, so I'm finding the cats, not the catnip. There we go. So yes, without the resolution options, we are going to be struggling a little bit, because everything is a bit bitty, and I usually like playing on a smaller screen so I can take in more of it, because I have quite a wide screen at home. It's not a massive one, but it does go. I'm having a dragon click. So it was here. Okay, so we do have a zoom, which is handy. The fact there isn't scrolling, just a little bit of a pain. So I'm having to constantly click and drag. So not great with the quality of life there. What's this solar punk board? Fair enough. I like solarpunk, by the way. There's kind of two different ways of doing it. Sometimes it's sort of a case of all renewable energy, this is all really lovely, it's all very happy, bright. Something we kind of need in today's life, because things are getting grim, let's be honest. And then you get some of the darker ones that go a bit cyberpunk with it. There we go. Hello. One thing I will say is I like the fact the cats are all actual cats and are in the setting, rather than just weird cap-shaped bits in a piece of wood and stuff like that. I feel this is a lot more fair to the premise, compared to some of the other 100 cat games that we often find. And honestly, those usually annoy me. What does this one do? Oh. Fair enough. Just random things about the level. So it's nice that they've built sort of a story around it. Certainly not terrible. But they are doing one or two of these great sins of of these hidden object games, and I'm finding this happening a lot more often. Nearly all of the modern ones now. Did I accidentally click one there? I must have done. They usually hide a cat or 2 or 5 behind the UI, so you have to zoom in, you have to move to be able to spot them. And honestly, I usually find that they're some of the first places to look now, because you'll usually find like 3 or 4 cats. So we've got 2 left. I like how they're reasonably spread out as well. They're not all in one big clump somewhere. Yeah, the dragging is admittedly getting on my nerves. I'm getting distracted trying to drag, and my intention's not on the screen looking for them. So let's have a look how the hint system works, because sometimes it just narrows you down to an area and you still have to find it. Oh, hello. Oh, I'm not too keen on that one. The fact it actually highlights and shows you where it is. There we go. Level complete. Symbols. Fun little level. Oh, and the screen changes here. So, I've been starting a lot of my sentences with so today, sorry. Taking a look at this, again, it's easy on the eyes. I like that. I mean, the music's a loop. I don't know if they're going to add more tracks in. That's usually a problem with quite a few of these games as well, as they only have a very limited track selection because they are made as a programming practice or a quick turnaround. So you usually get like 1 soundtrack in them. I would usually advise have at least 4 long ones, maybe 2 or 3 minutes, just so the loop isn't so obvious. This one's relatively energetic and I do like it. I would also advise having a meow off option. Because some people like the hunting and hiding aspect. I'm just going to click this. Cats love to nap in hidden corners. Yeah. That's the only thing you got to say. So of the games I've played recently, it's not the most advanced. It doesn't have quite all the quality of life of features. But I do like the design. I like how it's drawn. It looks nice. If it just had the option for resolution, just to shrink it down to a slightly smaller size, it would probably look gorgeous. And I think that I didn't even mean to click that one. I was just moving. I have no idea why she has a cape and flies though. Let's be honest, we're not playing these for the plot. So that's both levels available. I can see myself getting through this one very quick. I wish I knew a price range, and I really wish I knew if they were planning on DLC. Because I'm going to say this is a massive pet peeve. A lot of these 100 Cat games recently have broken down into 3 types. One is the one where you get achievements per level. Jobs are good. They usually don't have a DLC, they're usually free games, they're just out there to have a bit of fun and draw some attention to the publisher. But you have the option of giving them some money. You have the games where every cat you click on gives you an achievement, and they're going for the achievement hunters. They'll do this. They're usually worth like 50 pence or £1 or 2. And then you have the third one, which I'm seeing is more common, is the first half of the game is free, like 5 levels, and they all have achievements. Then they release a DLC, which is just the other half of the game, which you have to pay for like £1 or 2, and that gets you the other half of the achievements, so you're unable to 100% them. This third category is really beginning to annoy me. I will literally go in your game and hack your achievements if I have to, because if you do that, I am not paying you to get the rest of the game. I will actually go out, if you would in the second category, or you just outright just said, hey, this game's going to be 50 pence, I will buy your game. Don't split your game into halves and expect me to pay you to finish off the achievements in it. Anyway, I'm glad they haven't done that this time. I hope we do not see it in the full version, because that annoys the hell out of me. Well, this one's done. Let's go on to the next game. Our next game is Silktrails 2. Once again, we have very limited options, which is a shame. No chance of changing the screen. Probably the same artist, I would say, just from a general appearance. Oh, then again, maybe a bit different. This is a nice map. I like this. We click on the map. I will not be surprised if there is a find the cat in the map there. So let's go to the city of Silk. Oh, it's one of these. This is a somewhat unique perspective. Okay. Find 4 antennae dish. Okay, so we get bonus missions. Can you locate my sheep friends? Okay, so they're doing something different with this one. I like that. I thought that was a dog, if I'm honest. Is there anyone else who needs help? Oh. Well, that was foolish. Free shopping bags with plant print on them? Okay. Expecting paw prints. So we are definitely going to have to zoom. The cats aren't as nice in this one. They almost feel like they've been put over the top of the image. And they don't quite feel as part of it. 6 to 10 fish. How many fish do you want, lady? Okay, can I move with the... No, I can't move with that. Can I move with the arrow keys? This would have been nice to be able to move with the keyboard commands. Because I can't seem to click and drag. I just have to, like, aim and zoom. And I don't like that. The lack of dragging feels uncomfortable. So, some good bits about it, some bad bits about it. Again, both of them seem to have issues with movement control. Previous statement about the cats being part of the piece and not just, you know, random clouds that are cat shaped and stuff. Again, liking that. Though, from when you look at the cats and how they're drawn, it does feel like they've had a separate sprite sheet full of cats. And then, yeah, like that one. That one didn't feel like properly placed. And they've just placed them on top of the picture that was originally drawn as a way to quickly use them. So I won't be surprised if we get a lot of like cats that look identical in this. Again, there's no shame on doing it like that. That's perfectly respectable. And that's quite a clever way of doing it. I've also seen it in other games as well. But in those games, it's usually a bit egregious. And when they have multiple levels, you can actually start being able to get through the levels really quickly because you know they've used the same cat design, so you just start recognizing them. We've got 2 more fish. Yeah, this freaking zoom. I really do not like the movement in this. It's supposed to be a cozy game, and I'm finding it quite frustrating to maneuver. There we go. So that's probably something that's going to have to be changed in the full version. Did that not tick down? No, it must have done. Yep, they are going down. This one's a bit more difficult, but there's also a lot more cats and items to find. Again, the lack of easy maneuvering isn't helping. So let's try the zoom system. Say zoom. Hint system. I don't like the fact it highlights the cat. It should just zoom to where it's going. That's why I got it wrong. I had that in my mind. So we've got 3 antennas. Kind of... Or antenna. however you wish to pronounce it. I'm genuinely worried there's going to be some hidden behind the UI and I won't be able to see them. Yeah, it was very close to it, but not hidden. Oh, it's a bird. There we go. Alright, I'm not going to lie. I'm struggling a little. I'm trying to find these last two. These are distracting as well. That one wasn't well placed. It was partly see-through. What's getting me curious? You've got these, like, robot hands buried. Just trying to see how it all goes together. Again, it's a very visually interesting city. I like the design. Does it make any logical sense? Not really. Oh, I've just spotted one up the top. It's like right up there. And there. They've got a bunch that are all right on the periphery. No, that doesn't count as one. It's just a little thing there. The fact I could just click this and do the unlimited. That's quite nice. I do notice it goes for the cats first, though. So I seem to be taking a little while on this one. I will catch up with you in a minute. I knew it! There was one hiding behind the UI. Right there! You sods, there's always one! Not sure how I didn't spot that one. Also, I've picked up another antenna. It was just over there. Took me a moment, but like blinking to check it was there. But, yep, we're good. Now, hopefully, there's a few more really obvious ones like that. And that one. How did I not see these? How did I completely miss the middle? Again, just too focused around those edges, right? Ah, the last bag was on here next to one of the cats. And there's my last cat, I think. That's not a cat. It's a dog, then? Oh, that's quite annoying. If it turns out to be that thing. Oh. Lovely. Took me a moment to think that was one of them. So I need to find a fish. Most of which were by the river, but not anymore. And I need to find a sheep and a cat. Where is the last of our little fishies? I'm an idiot. How did I not see you? There we go. Oh, that looks like a thing, but no. Again, the sketchy style means there's a lot of false positives. You'll be having a look and going, oh, is that one? That's not bad. That's perfectly fine. Especially since, again, this game is playing fair and all the cats are actually cats. I keep saying it, but I like it. It's a bit different. Especially when there's a lot of these 100 cats out there. The other thing I will say is because it is cats again, that's a slight mark against you. It would be nice to see other animals. Oh, there's the fish. There we go. Again, wasn't clicking. I had to zoom in there. And I'm just going to get the last one here. Where is the last cat? Oh, it's there? Fair enough, it feels obvious now I'm looking at it, but... Oh well. Yep, level's complete. Yeah, this feels unnecessary. Unless it's just something to hide the loading screen. Now let's have a look at our new design. You see 10 cats in a single day. It means I have to find and offer a fresh coat of paint to the Horn Beast mural. Help me find the quick... What? Well, you best not live on the island of cats then, because otherwise you're going to be in problems with painting. Please do not let your turtles play with cats. That's a terrible idea. Turtles have a nasty bite to them. Actually, no, it's turtles. I'm thinking of tortoises. Tortoises have a nasty bite to them. You feel like turtles anywhere near cats. Especially baby ones. Okay. So let's start over here. Oh, some of these are adorable. Again, very nice designs. I'm not going to enjoy finding the traffic cones. I already know that now. Because my brain will just go, no, that's just a traffic cone. Turn off. It will not pay attention to them standing out. Okay, that's another mural. Cat, cat, cat. Itty bitty kitty. I'm not exactly doing this in my normal methodical way, because normally what I'll do is I'll go left and then scan like this, or I'll do sweeps across. But again, because I can't do my normal movement, I'm doing it a bit different. I'm just kind of just looking out and trying to spot things. Makes sense all the traffic cones there were together. I'm worried about these leaks here. Why am I clicking on people? There's one turtle. There's two turtle. Is there a third? There's the 3 turtles. They all have to be in water because they are turtles. So that one looks more like a tortoise. Why are the turtles all wearing hats? It makes them stand out, but why? And there's our last mural. The people in this world concern me. They really do. There's a lot of traffic cones about. I've somehow not spotted. Ah, there we go. And there, and then we have a nice little bundle here. And there. Oh, that's all of them? Lovely. So I've got 27 cats to find. I think I've gotten most of the obvious ones, I'd say, as I just spot the one that slap bang in the middle of the screen. Any more down here? I keep wanting to... There we go. I knew it. One behind the UI. Which is really awkward to get to with this movement. I know I keep saying it, but I'm going to keep complaining about it if it keeps getting in my way. Alright, anything else? There. I could have sworn I clicked on you earlier. Or I intended to and got distracted. It's not a giant cat, good to know. And they haven't stuck them all in windows. That always annoys me. Again, when you play these games enough, you start seeing patterns. Yeah, those two are kind of sloppily placed. They look fine now they're filled in, though. Also, just a quick question. We know that people don't particularly like solar or wind farms at the moment. So in the UK, we have a lot of NIMBYism. A lot of people, especially in Lincolnshire at the moment, where people are complaining about them taking up the field. Partly understandable, because Lincolnshire is a big source of food for the UK. But at the same time, I feel like you can have them in your farms and the like, if done correctly. There's been studies where sheep rather like having solar panels in their areas of grassland because they like to use them as shelter or rub up against them, as long as they're the big standing ones. And that was done really well. Or we could put them on particularly hilly areas, as long as it's not going to blind everyone who goes by. And with, obviously, wind farms, you have the issue of them disrupting bats. Not so much birds, but bat migration, because the bats can't really detect them very well, and it ends messily for the bats. But I'm wondering about the ones you see in like this kind of setting. You have these little house ones. It always makes me wonder why we don't really have anything like that in the backyards. Now, I couldn't put it in mind, because we have bats that fly through the area. I love seeing them in the early twilight and dusk. It's not very often, but we do get a couple of visitors. You know, I'm just gonna get it hidden because I've probably missed a bunch in a similar location. But I wonder how effective these things are. We've got solar panels on the roof, and they have been an absolute lifesaver when it comes to bills. But is there anything more we could do? Alright, I had a slight bug with this cat in particular. I clicked it like 3 times and it didn't count. And at one point I clicked it and then it turned back to normal again. But it hasn't changed this. It hasn't been selected twice, so to say. But that's something to watch out for in this game then. Also, what was that noise? I zoomed in and it went clunk, clunk, clunk. Alright. There was one right in front of me. How did I not spot you? I'm starting to think I've bugged the level. Can you see a cat I haven't clicked here? I've gone over all of these just to make sure. But when I use the hint system, it keeps bringing me here. And I can see nothing. Okay, so let's just double check. Because normally it centers the screen on one of them. So I thought it was going to center the screen on one of these two. And yeah, I'm seeing nothing. Oh, there's even, apart from an issue here. Yeah, I think, were these hand drawn and then it's been scanned in and there's a scan line going along here. Yeah, I can't see where this cat is. It's even going to be completable now. I'll keep looking. I'll keep trying. I'm going slightly mad. I'm a colossal moron. I tried it earlier and it didn't work, but apparently holding down right-click moves and pans the screen. So sorry about all that before. Ah. That's strange why it didn't... I wonder why it wasn't working earlier. It might be just to do with my own personal setup. Oh. I see. I see. There's a lag to it after you zoom in. If you're in full screen, it obviously doesn't do anything. And as you're zooming and you press it, nothing happens. That's why I thought nothing was working. It's just that there's a small input delay. Alright, that's completely on me. I do apologise, devs. It was the same in the other game as well. As I was zooming in, I right-clicked to move and nothing would happen. So, yeah. It's just the input delay. Where's the last one of you, anyway? Oh, you're there. The random little confetti's a bit silly. Bit over the top, but it's nice. Again, don't know why it has a big loading screen at the end of each level. Probably not necessary. It's certainly an interesting setting with this whole solar punk. I don't know why there's, like, war... Well, they're probably supposed to be old war machines we just built over the top of them rather than, I don't know, recycle them into something. But there's 2 more 100 cat games coming up. There's been no indication of price, so from what I'm looking at the moment, I can imagine these selling for between 50p to £1.50. Alternatively, they could just be free games that are to draw attention to the dev. They would work both ways. They don't really add anything new to the 100 Cats genre, what's been going on right now with the hidden objects. But they are certainly some of the mid-tier ones I've played. They're not the best, but they're certainly not the worst, and I think with a few tweaks here and there, this could turn into a fun little time waster.